Welcome back to The Blend. The holiday season is here, and that means there are more accidents on the road. People tend to be tired, more distracted, and in a hurry as they race to the stores to get the best deals. And ironically, a few bucks you might save can be overshadowed by deductibles and increases in insurance rates.
Yes, you do not want to get in an accident. Here to help us minimize the risk is Judah Zakalik, partner with Peters and Associates. Hello, sir.
Morning, Judah.
Hey, hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Excellent, thanks.
I think this is very interesting that
Right.
there are more accidents in December. And it doesn't surprise me because I noticed an increase in traffic in the roads, don't you guys?
Yeah, well, holiday craziness, right?
Right, holiday craziness, holiday chaos, like we were talking about, or like you had said in the intro, more people are on the road, more people are speeding around, and that causes a problem. People are distracted.
Yeah.
So,
I think most people, when they think of getting into a car accident, they assume it's on the road. That's speeding, changing lanes, but parking lots this time of year are crazy overcrowded. People are hassled, they're honking, you know, trying to zoom to get that cut somebody off to get into a spot. And there's probably more accidents in parking lots this time of year than any other time of year.
there are, yeah, probably like 20% of the accidents right now are in parking lots. And, you know, the good part about an accident in a parking lot, if there's a good part about an accident, is they're normally low speed, right? So probably less damages. And so that's very good. And some of the other things that may change in a parking lot scenario is you're on private property. So people need to understand the difference in the legality there. And I know you kind of squint your eyes.
What is the difference?
Yeah,
Go on.
I will tell you.
Tell him.
The difference is, you know, when you're on a public road, the police will come and they'll cite someone or they'll find out who is at fault. And in a private property, the police won't normally come unless there's significant bodily damage there. So someone has to be really hurt for the police to come in a scenario like that.
That's kind of the differdifferentiation. I didn't know
That's
that.
the big
And
differentiation.
so what's your advice about how to handle a parking lot crash?
Well, so number one, you cannot leave a crash regardless of if it's on private property or public property. So you can't just leave. You need to exchange information still. So take pictures of the other person's license, of their driver's license, of their registration, of their insurance information, so you have that. That's still very important. The other part is that a lot of private businesses have cameras that are on the parking lots.
Yeah.
So the good part about police coming is they can determine who is at fault. Right, which is very important for a lawyer handling a case. And on a accident on private property, no police coming, which means you should probably go to that store owner and see if they have cameras pointing to the parking lot because maybe they have proof at who was at fault. So that helps a lot too.
Yes. Those are things you would advise people who come to you for help
Definitely.
with parking lot crashes.
Yeah, we want to establish you know, an objective perspective about what happened at the accident.
Right. What about if you run into people who are averse to that, or you know they don't want to let you take pictures of their info or anything like that? Is that when you get the police involved? Or?
Well, yeah, look, it's under law, they must exchange information. They can't just say, hey, look, I'm not going to give you any information. If they don't want to give you information, definitely take pictures of the license plate because we can track them down through the DMV or the police department that way.
Right.
And, you know, not only have they now perhaps committed a civil wrong by getting in an accident and it being their fault, but now also perhaps a criminal wrong by them not exchanging information when they should.
Right.
Yeah.
It's giving me a flashback to a bad experience. When I first moved here, I was in a pretty serious car accident, and they didn't want to give their info, and they just left, and the police came, and it wasn't fun. So
yeah, it's more common than you think, right? So just tell them, hey, look, I'm calling the police. I'm going to take pictures of your driver's license or your license plate, and you're going to be in more trouble later on. So let's just do it the easy way. Let the insurance companies handle it, and that way no one's really hurt.
Right.
It's so true, and at this point there are so many cameras everywhere.
Right.
You know, and everyone has cell phones. But I was in a Fender Bender recently. I was rear-ended recently,
Okay.
and I tell you, in Vegas, and it reminds you of how easy it can happen and what a hassle it is once it happens.
Do you remember the feeling that you had? I mean, were you kind of flustered? Were you kind of just, you know, put off a little bit, and you didn't really know what to do?
Yeah.
That happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right away, I was like, you know, I went for my insurance. I got my phone out. I thought, do I call the cops? Do I not? You know, but it's almost like you need that checklist.
Right, and a lot of people will stammer, right? A lot of people will sometimes say, I'm sorry, and I shouldn't have done that. And one of the things I tell my clients is whether you think you're at fault or whether you don't think you're at fault, don't start talking about, I'm sorry, or I wish I hadn't hit you.
Anything you say.
Look, and we all want to be nice people, right?
Right,
and I get that, but sometimes it can be used against you. I've had clients where the other person started recording them, and that became a problem later on. So we just want to make sure and say, hey, look, I'm
Wow.
sorry if you're hurt. That's definitely okay to say.
Right.
But, don't start admitting fault at any point because we really don't know who's at fault until we investigate a little bit further.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
more serious accidents?
Well, more serious, always call the ambulance, right? Call the police. That's very important. The more serious the accident, of course, the more we have at risk. A lot of times people don't even know that they were injured until a couple days later. So I tell them, hey, put that pride aside, take that trip to the hospital, because if it's a serious accident, your insurance is going to cover it or the other person's insurance is going to cover it. So don't worry about the out-of-pocket cost. One thing that we have that we can never replace is our bodies. We have
For
to take care of that
sure.
first.
Oh my gosh, yes, safety first.
Safety first. I mean, we all want to come home for the holidays and be healthy and
Yes.
spend that time with our family.
Judah,
so-
where can people get a hold of you?
Well, I mean, they can always Google Panda Guys. We do a lot of advertisements that way, so people can find us that way. But, www.pandalawfirm.com or 702-818-3888 are all ways to contact us.
Wow.
Have you
You've
seen
done
these
that
new-
before. That was
A couple times.
numbers.
It's drilled into my mind.
How's the feedback on the new Panda commercials?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, they're funny.
some love it, some don't. Well, we understand that the law is a serious thing, but also one thing I know is that it's good to laugh, right?
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes the day go
Yes.
by a little bit quicker. We're all dealing with our own issues, and if we can see something that gives someone a little bit of a smile and give them a little bit of smile, that's something that makes us smile too.
At the end of the day, even if they love it or they hate it, it's almost relevant because they remember.
They'll
the Panda
remember it.
guys,
They'll remember
you
the
know?
Panda guys.
That's
True.
the point, right?
Thanks so
That is
much,
a little bit of
Judah.
the point.
Thanks, Judah.
Yep.
If you've been injured in a car or motorcycle accident or have questions, call the Panda Guys. Their number is on the screen as well as their website.